All right, we're here on a podcast, me and Alan Berube, Monster,
All
and
right.
we're going to do picks for UFC 280, which happens this Friday. Main card starts at 2 p.m. since it's in Abu Dhabi. And what are we doing, Alan?
Actually, the main card starts at 2, but you better wake up early because I think the prelims start at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, that's awesome. I like that actually a lot better.
Yeah, I do too.
Stay up till 2 in the morning to watch the main event.
Matt, so we got 5 fights. We're gonna give you our picks for the fights. Me and Matt will go back and forth about what I think is, I'm gonna say reasons I think these fighters are gonna win, and Matt's gonna do the same. And we're not always gonna have the same picks. I'm sure probably Matt, you're gonna have a lot different picks than me. We usually do pick opposite fighters whenever we talk to each other during these fights. I've been watching other YouTube channels do this, and it's been a lot of fun. And I thought, hey, geez, me and Matt, we got an idea about what's going on in there. And a lot of the guys I'm watching that are picking fights, they're not fighters. I mean, you see these guys, they're like overweight, dad bod city, and they definitely don't train. So what do they know about fighting? All they know is stats. And I feel like as ex-fighters and Matt, you train a lot of fighters and actually got a few guys in the UFC right now. I think what we bring to the table is some of the other factors that come into play and actually knowing what it's like to be in the cage. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I think it should be a blast, and it'll show you guys how much smarter than Matt that the monster is.
We will see it on Saturday night, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to bet on MMA fights because even if you think someone's going to win, anything can happen. And disclaimer, these are just our opinions. If you lose money, if you make money, great. If you lose it, this is just our opinions based on.
Don't go and bet the house. I'm right like 45% of the time. Okay. And you're gonna lose money
every time.
So we're not going to pick all the fights. We picked out 4 of the fights that we like off the main card, and we picked a prelim fight. I don't want to go over fights that I don't really know the guys. I'm looking more at the more exciting guys. Not to say some of the prelim guys aren't exciting, because sometimes you get the best fights there, but the fights that we picked are people that most people know. They're not up and coming. Most of these guys been there for a minute, and they got a little bit of stardom to their name. And so going ahead, this is what we're going to do. We're going to pick the 5 fights, and the 5 fights that me and Matt decided to make picks on are going to be Belal Muhammad against Sean Brady is going to be the first one we pick. Then we're going to look at Beneil Darius and Matus Gamrot. We're going to look at Piotr Yan and Sean O'Malley. After that, we got the Funk Master Aljamain Sterling against TJ Dillashaw. And then the main event, Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev. And to be honest, I'm so excited for this card. I cannot wait. I'm like, get the popcorn ready, get the TV fired up.
Yeah. We could actually do it during the day and chill and then still have the night to ourselves. It's going to be awesome. But let's get started. Brady versus Belal. Who do you got?
Before we get started, I wanted to tell you something. I did a little background on all these guys too. I went through everyone's Instagram, because I guess what everyone's doing is social media. Everyone's using Instagram a lot. I thought it'd be kind of neat to background them and see how many followers each one of these fighters have and how many posts they make. So Matt, if you could guess who had the most followers within all these 5 fights, not the whole card, but if you were going to guess who had the most followers, who would you guess out of these 5 fights?
Well, if I had to guess, making a guess, I would guess O'Malley would have the most followers because of Twitch and all the stuff he's done in the past and how active he is on social media. But something tells me I'm wrong just by your smile.
I would have guessed just like you guessed, but that's wrong. Actually, and I was kind of caught off guard with this guy. Charles Oliveira actually has the most followers, and by a large margin. And actually, Sean O'Malley's not even second; he's third. Islam Makhachev has the second most followers, which is pretty crazy because he's kind of a newer guy too, right? But I guess there's a lot of Russians on social media over there, right?
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely.
I thought they cut their social media off over there. Didn't
Want to go there?
I don't know, didn't they cut the satellites down? They got no social media.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so Charles Oliveira got 4.9 million followers. Islam Makhachev got 4.3 million, and
Wow.
O'Malley got 2.5 million. So
Strong.
Charles Oliveira both doubled them. And to go along with that, Charles Oliveira, he's got a problem. He can post him a lot. Okay. He's posted more than like a 14-year-old girl. Okay. This guy got 7,500 posts. Sean O'Malley got 1,400 posts. That's quite a difference, right? I mean, this guy's posting, he's like, this is my breakfast. This is what I'm having between breakfast and lunch. I'm going for a walk. I'm taking a leak. All right. So yeah, and so let's get started with the fights. All right.
Yep.
So we got Bilal Muhammad going against Sean Brady, and Bilal Muhammad is actually a plus 120 underdog. Okay. And Sean Brady is a minus 140 favorite. That means if you bet $100 on Sean Brady and you win, if you lose, you would lose 140. So you would bet 140 to win 100. Okay. On the other hand, if you bet on Bilal, you bet 100, you win 120. So I'm going to tell you who I want to win, who I think is going to win first, and then you give me yours, and then I'll go over the description of why I think my guy's going to win, and that way, if we pick the same guy, you don't steal my, all the work that I've done.
Okay.
All right, so I believe Bilal Muhammad's going to win this fight.
All right, I disagree. I think Brady will win.
Are you just disagreeing to disagree with me?
Sometimes, but not this time. Most times,
Okay.
not this time.
Okay, so some of the background that I did on Bilal, he's, I think he's got a little bit more experience than Brady. Bilal, he's 21-3. His last 4 fights, and this is one of the things that I base my decision on. His last 4 fights: Vicente Luque, Stephen Thompson, Damian Maia, Leon Edwards. Okay, that's a pretty good lineup of guys, right? Those are the guys you want. Those guys in your corner. You're going to a street fight. Okay. Now,
Sure.
Sean Brady, he's his last 4: Michael Chiesa, Jake Matthews, Chris Aguilera, Ismail Nardiev. Okay, so I mean, these guys aren't like household names. Not that we don't know them, but I'm thinking, and to finish off his last fight being against Vicente Luque, I mean, that'd be a nice fight. Luque Brady would be a good one.
True.
Yeah, so I mean, Michael, I'll give it to Michael Chiesa. It's a big name, but he don't have the frame. He didn't have the size, really, the build like Bilal does. I feel like he was making 155. Remember?
Yeah, but he turned into a pretty big welterweight, Chiesa.
Yeah,
He's tall, he's long, he's a big dude. I've seen him, in person. He's probably all of 190 something, 195 walk around. But yeah, I mean, it's a big one.
Another thing I'm going to give to him is, so Sean Brady, he's going to be trying to get this fight to the ground. His jiu-jitsu he's probably got the jiu-jitsu edge, I'm guessing, right? So, Bilal's training with Khabib. He's an eagle now. Okay. So I'm going to give, takedown defense to him. I think he stops the takedown. And I think he actually may get my game plan for him would be, keep it on the feet, touch and go, stay on the outside, and then straight get you takedown at the very end of each round, win the round, move on. Right. So,
all right. So that's definitely not happening. So I think Sean Brady has the advantage in the grappling department all the way around, wrestling and jiu-jitsu. I think he's going to be able to take it down. I think on the feet, Bilal definitely has the advantage, but I think Brady is a winner. He's 15-0. He seems to just dominate people with his grappling. He'll strike a bit, but he'll get it to the ground. We saw him go against one of the best grapplers on the planet in a jiu-jitsu match competition, Craig Jones. Although there were no leg locks allowed in that match, Craig Jones has a very good guard, and he does a lot of good stuff besides leg locks, and he wasn't able to do anything at all. How
did you see that fight?
I watched
did you go to the fight?
No, that was just a grappling match. Fury, the one that CFFC puts on. But I watched it on pay-per-view, and It was pretty good. It was like I thought for sure Craig Jones was going to beat him pretty easily, and this kid just proved me wrong. So, and then he went against Ben Saunders a couple months ago, and we all know Ben Saunders is one of the only guys to finish an omoplata in MMA. He's he's a very good grappler, and he's got a lot of tricky stuff. He does a lot of rubber guard stuff and a lot of 10th planet stuff. And he got Kimura'd by Sean Brady in like 4 minutes. So I'd say it's going to be a decision. They both are prone to getting a lot of decisions. So I just don't think they're going to finish each other. And I think Sean Brady's going to be able to stay on top most of the fight and win a decision.
Yeah, I agree with decision, but I feel like I'm going to give the gas tank also to Bilal. I think Bilal's got a better gas tank. I think you'll see Brady fade a little bit. Yeah, I just feel like Bilal's a little more well-rounded. And I think he's going to, well, hey, we'll see, I guess, right? So I guess, what are you going to take? You're going to take Sean Brady decision. I'm going to take Bilal decision.
Yeah, if you guys want to make money, go with mine.
You're going to give him a free membership?
Free membership is good.
Okay.
All right, Benil Darius versus Gamrot.
Yeah, all right. So Benil Darius, he got to step it up on his Insta game. Okay. His Insta game ain't great. Okay. His Insta game, he got 140,000 followers. He's the weakest in this whole crew. Gamrot's at 329,000, which still isn't good. They both made about 1,200 posts or so. Darius, family man. I mean, he looks like somebody's dad, right? Like, kind of, his hair is gray. He don't look like he's in amazing shape. He doesn't look like he's the beast that he is. He's the guy's a beast, right? And Mateusz Gamrot, dude, at the press conference, he takes his shirt off. He walks out. He's like, yeah, strips his shirt off. He's the only one that did that. Everyone else, Belil Muhammad, he rolls up in his nice suit. You should have seen it. It's beautiful. And then your boy,
that matters for the fight for sure.
Yeah, he looked like Gamrot looks like he's going to a tailgate party. Okay. Darius is he's an underdog, 165. He's a plus 165 underdog, and Gamrot's a minus 195 favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make your pick first.
Yeah, my pick is going to be Gamrot.
Oh boy! All right. Well, I'm going with Benil Darius.
Okay.
And I got very good reasons to go with Darius, but you go first, Matt.
All right. I mean, Darius has the experience for sure. I think he's got close to 20 fights in the UFC. And Gamrot, I think, has 5 fights in the UFC. Started in 2020. So he's been pretty busy. He's newer, but he's been pretty busy. So his last 4 were Scott Holtzman, Jeremy Stevens, Diego Ferreira, and Arman Sarukian. So he finished Jeremy Stevens in a Kimura. He finished Scott Holtzman ground and pound round 2. Diego, he finished with strikes. And Arman Sarukian, who I thought, to be completely honest, we had one of our guys fight him. Matt Frivola fought Arman, and so I scouted Arman really, really hard because we had to obviously train for him. And this kid's a very good wrestler, like really, really good. Him and Islam had a wrestling battle, and his wrestling just on point. And in the fight with Gamrot, he was able to take him down and control him. Like, it was insane. It could have went either way. It was a really, really close fight. But just based on that, I can't imagine Darius stopping his takedown and his scrambles, and he's just so scrambly, and his cardio is on point. So I definitely have to go with Gamrot. I think he's going to go to get him down and control him for sure.
Okay. All right. Listen, what I'm saying is this. Okay. These guys got some fighters that they've fought. They've both fought Diego Ferreira. Okay. Now Benil, he beat Ferreira by decision, but he big brothered this kid the whole day. Okay. He was
split decision.
Listen, he handled this boy. Let me tell you, he took him down 5-6 times. He ground and pounded him. He didn't have any, he didn't, maybe say like hurt him at any point that you thought it was going to be finished, but he controlled him the entire fight. I can't even see it being a split decision really. Okay. But these judges, we got to give it to our sponsors. What is it? No judges needed. Okay. There you go. Stand up. We don't see it.
No judges needed.
Oh, there you go. All right. No judges needed. All right. All right. But Gamrot TKO'd Ferreira. Okay. But I watched this fight and I felt like Ferreira was kind of like, he might have been winning that fight. And I think there was like an injury or something. It wasn't like he went backwards. He stepped. I don't know if he twisted his ankle or he hurt himself. And he went to a knee. Gamrot jumps on him. And then he just waves to the referee like, I'm done. So something happened there. And the video cut. And I had a lot of fighters to go over. So I really couldn't dig in too much. But that's what I seen. And I was like, well, geez, Ferreira was winning the fight. I felt, but whatever. Scott Holtzman, they both knocked the guy out. Darius knocked him out in the first round. And Gamrot knocked him out in the second round. So I'm going to give I'm going to give takedowns to Darius. I mean, I think his takedowns are solid. He's like a pressure cooker. This guy's just grinding forward nonstop. He doesn't go backwards. He does. He comes in a little sloppy with his chin out there sometimes, but he got a beautiful jab. His jab, he got like a 72-inch reach, but I'm going to tell you, I feel like it looks a little longer than a 72-inch, right? He got a nice 1-2, bang, bang, straight out. And I like that. But like I said, I do think he's a little sloppy. He doesn't throw a ton of punches. He's not like out there throwing 300 or 400 freaking punches a match, but I feel like his stand-up is good enough to get him inside, get the takedown. Now Gamrot got the great scrambles, no doubt about it. He's explosive, he's quick. That might be a problem, but I feel like Darius, he may be able to get position on him, all right, and slow that down. And I mean, we did see Gamrot with a good gas tank in his last fight, but he hadn't been known for that before then anyway. I just feel like this will be a fight where Beneil Darius takes him down and drags him into the deep water later rounds, and he beats him a little bit on the ground. I don't think it's going to be a super exciting fight, but I think Darius wins this one. So I'm saying, he's going to put the pressure on, working for the takedowns. You know what? It even could be a finish in the later rounds. He may get a sub.
He ain't taking him down. It's just not happening.
He's taking him down, dude.
He's not taking him down. He's going to get taken down.
Take him down. Take him down, Andy. Take him down.
All right, so I got Gamrot by decision. You have Beneil by what? Decision?
I'm going to say Beneil by finish. Third round.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right, it's on. All right.
O'Malley and Picharian.
Piotr Jan. All right. 1.5 million followers on Insta. Sugar Sean, 2.5 million. All right. And they both, Piotr, about 1,100 posts. Sugar Sean, about 1,400. If you had to guess, what do you think the odds are in this one?
I believe it has to be Jan as the favorite by a good amount, because he's just going to beat the living snot out of O'Malley for 3 rounds and probably finish somewhere in the later rounds.
Oh, well, you know what? This is going to be
a 5-round fight, right?
No, this is a 3-round fight.
3. Okay.
So that could be the issue right there, right? Because I got Piotr too. Okay. I'm saying Piotr Jan wins this fight, but the angle let me just give you a situation, right? So Piotr starts slow. He's not a fast starter. He could lose the first round. I mean, in a 3-round fight, you can't lose many rounds.
Yeah.
He loses the first round. He comes out second round, maybe starts throwing those leg kicks. If O'Malley can squeak out that second round, you could see he could steal the first 2 rounds. And then
O'Malley's getting finished somewhere in the late second or early third. He's going to get finished.
That's what I was thinking too.
When
I was
when
honestly
somebody like really, really gritty and tough, like Cheeto,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you saw what happened. The guys that are like supposed to get beat by him get knocked out brutally, you know?
Yeah, but
How many
Piotr
times
Jan,
have
let me
they
just
been
tell you,
tested?
he's like, I heard he was trying out for the next Wizard of Oz. Okay. The guy's like
I thought he was a
4 foot.
hooker on the street. What was it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you hear what he said at the press conference? Piotr tells Shigashani, he's like, you look like a hooker on the side of the street. He got this pink hair and everything with his goofy glasses. And so he's like, and they're like, oh, do you want to respond to that, Shigashan? And I loved it. Shigashan was like, nah, that was good. That was good. You know, so I like it when you give credit, when someone gets you, you know, and
Yeah.
you just like laugh it off and you give them one, right? It's good. You know, so I mean, but you're talking about a 5'5" fighter against a 5'11" fighter.
Yeah. No, I
I
know.
mean,
It's huge.
that's
I mean, Mike Tyson was shorter than everybody also. And you saw what he's
yeah.
able to do.
Yeah, but you know, this is a pressure fight for Piotr too. It's sometimes when your back's against the wall and you know the pressure's on for him to win. He lost 2 fights. You know, Aljo. You know, out of his last 4, think about that. He lost 2 of his last 4, and 4 fights ago, that 4th fight was Aldo. I mean, you're talking Aldo. He's 85 years old.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey,
come
terrible.
on.
Okay.
No, I mean, we agree on this one.
Yeah.
But, you know, Piotr Jan, you know, but you mark my words, if Sean was to win, I think it would be just like I said, he'd steal those first 2 rounds, and then Piotr, you know, starts digging in the 3rd round, but he just doesn't. He didn't have enough time to, you know, get the points back. But I'm the same as you. I'm going to say Piotr Jan 3rd round, ground and pound him out.
I mean, look what he did to Aldo, Uriah Faber, like Corey Sandhagen. Like this guy is dominant. I mean, Aljamain Sterling, the first fight, he was beating him for sure before the illegal knee. And then
You know
we
what?
saw some weakness, right? We saw him get taken down and get his
I'm
back.
switching my bet. I'm
What's that?
switching my bet. I'm taking Sugar.
Are you really?
Yep.
Oh, thank God.
Yep.
All right.
And I'm putting $1,000 on it.
With me, or are you gonna bet?
No, I get plus 255 on my guy.
I'll bet $1,000 against you right now for that fight.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
it's a
Jan
plus
is his
255.
wrestling. His wrestling is striking. He gets in fast. He's super fast. I mean, I don't know. I can't see
So
him.
the thing about this, the range that Sean O'Malley has, there's an opportunity though. He could clip him on the way in. He's got this super crazy range. You know, this guy's like, he's like a knuckle dragger for sure.
Yeah, I think Peter Jan's, yeah, I don't know. O'Malley could land that shot that he lands on everybody where he fakes it and then goes in, but Peter's ready for that, man. Come on, man.
I know. But has he
Let's go
ever
back to
fought
your
him?
original bet. Don't make these guys go on a win with you and lose money. You know who's going to win this fight. The odd makers know who's going to win this fight. You know, I know, we all know. O'Malley's going to do well. You know, it'll maybe keep his stock high. You know, he'll get
But
another.
listen, I'm going to tell you another thing. At the press conference, do you see when they squared off? Sean O'Malley's talking shit. Piotr pushes him, and he's going to all fired up, and O'Malley might be a little bit in his head. And you remember who the last one we seen like to do that was? Conor. Conor did it to Aldo, and you would have never. Did you think that Conor was going to beat Aldo?
No, I thought Aldo was going to spank him. To be honest,
I thought he was going to die by leg kicks. I thought he was going to get Aldo was going to destroy Conor's front leg, but didn't happen. Hey, you know what? No, I've been thinking about this one. I'm going Sugar Sean. I'm going Sugar Sean.
all right. So we're just going to disagree all night, but it's fine. We'll see who makes the money at the end of the night.
And
all right, Sterling and Dillashaw. What do you got? What's the follow?
Yeah. Okay. So the Funk Master, my boy, got 471,000 followers. What do you think TJ got?
1 million. He was the champion.
Yeah, 1.4 million. But you would think the guy like Funk Master, he like the social guy, you know? He's out there with the necklaces. You got to think he's always Instagramming, and he's always selfieing, right?
Yeah, that's a good.
And he's only got what's he got? 2,900 posts.
Mm-hmm.
No one cares. Poor guy. I mean, he seems like he should be a fan favorite. He's got personality, right? A lot of these guys don't have personality, but a lot of it seems a little made up. Like he seems like he's trying hard, right?
True.
Sometimes he comes up with some stuff like it's just he doesn't. I mean, it's not like me, right? Like some of my stuff, I'm like I come up with it, like and everybody laughs at my stuff.
Everybody, every time.
I got like 10 followers, but they're good
All-
followers. Okay,
all
These
10 of them
followers
laugh.
love me.
All right, who do you got?
Okay, so Aljamain, 21-3, TJ Dillashaw, 18-4. Aljamain's a -170 favorite. TJ Dillashaw is a plus 145. I'm gonna tell you, I'm taking TJ. And I like Sterling, but I feel like you give me. Are you going TJ Sterling?
Oh, Sterling, dude. He's on a
You going
7
Sterling?
streak. He beat Peter Yan twice. Corey Sandhagen, Pedro Munoz. He's on fire right now. It's his time. He's the champ. It's his time. TJ has had his time. He had his chance. He screwed up. He was out a year, and I didn't really like his fight with Corey Sandhagen. I wasn't that impressed. It was a split decision. He barely got the job done. Not to say Corey's awesome, so it's a tough fight for anybody. But being out 2 years and then coming back from that, and then I think he had a surgery or something right after that fight, and now he's coming back against Aljamain Sterling. He was talking a lot of trash at the press conference, and they were both talking trash on each other. But I got to go with Aljamain, and how? That's a good question. On the feet, it seems like TJ's all over the place, hard to hit, land shots. He's a good grappler. But I think Aljamain is on a different level of grappling, and he's able to mix it together better with the takedowns and the back takes and the ground and pound. And I just think he really wants to be here. He wants to keep the belt. He wants to win. And TJ, I feel like already had his chance, and we're not seeing the best TJ Dillashaw that we've ever seen.
Oh no, the
The
guy's
one that was blood doping was way better, I think.
He's 36 years old, TJ Dillashaw.
And he's 36 years old. How old is Aljamain Sterling?
15.
33.
He's 15. He's a badass 15-year-old dude.
33 is the year Jesus died. He's in his prime. That's
yeah.
it.
I mean, so I look at the fighters and everything says that Aljamain should win the fight, right? Like I'm looking at it, like he looks bigger than TJ and he's younger, he's faster. But I don't think he has the gas tank that TJ got. And I think this is going to go 5 rounds. I think that's where TJ starts winning the fight. I think Aljamain probably wins the first couple of rounds, but he does fade. He fades. And I mean, if this was a 3-round fight, I'd probably take Sterling, but it's a 5-round fight. I think those championship rounds, they're tough to get through. And he started fading. Yeah, I don't see it happen. To be honest, I think he gets finished in the late rounds by TJ.
How?
And I like him. Don't get me wrong, because I know he's your boy, and I know Frivola's boy, and but I can't pick these people because they're your boy, right?
No, I'm not doing that either. I'm picking because I really think he's going to win. How do you think TJ would win by finish? TKO?
I think he's going to ground and pound him out. I think he's just going to get. He's going to be
get on top of Sterling.
Mm-hmm.
No way. I talked to Frivola, who trains with this guy on a regular basis, and his wrestling is on point. Like really, really good wrestling, really, really good jiu-jitsu. TJ, he was with Alpha Male for a while, so I know his wrestling is good too. But he's going to get too into all the strikes, and moving around and whatever.
He's been taken down like once or twice in his entire career.
But I'm not saying that Sterling's going to take him down and put him on his back and beat him up. I think he's going to go for takedowns, and TJ's going to try to like stop it and give up his back, or he's going to spin around the back. He's very good at taking the back, getting that rear naked choke. So we will see. I got Sterling by decision or rear naked choke.
All right. Well, that's another one in the books, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I got TJ TKO.
Okay.
TKO TJ.
All right. Last one. Islam versus
Charles Oliveira.
Charles Oliveira.
All right. Did
What's
I pick
the
last or you? You picked
Instagram
last.
game like?
Did you pick last?
Oh no, I thought you were gonna do their Instagram first.
Oh yeah. Instagram. Remember we went over this earlier. 4.9 million followers for Charles Oliveira. Wow. And Makhachev got 4.3 million followers.
Oh.
And the crazy thing is, Charles Oliveira got 7,500 posts. I said it earlier, man, this guy's posted more than a 14-year-old girl. And you got Islam Makhachev got 1,800 posts. I'm feeling like what Oliveira probably does, and it's a guess, but I think he probably gives all his team his Instagram password for them to go on, and they all use it. He got 45 people in Abu Dhabi with him. He does. He got 45 people there. Yeah, they're like his entourage, 45 people deep. And it was his birthday the other day. It was his birthday and his coach's birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're over there, eating birthday cake before weigh-ins. Yeah, so Charles Oliveira, he's a plus 155 underdog. The champion's the underdog. And a guy like Charles Oliveira, it blows my mind that he's the underdog. And then Islam Makhachev, he's a minus 180.
All right, so I'm picking Islam. Who are you picking?
Really, you're picking Islam, all right? Well, and I'm not just doing this. I really like Oliveira in this fight. I mean, I like him a lot. Dude,
he hasn't lost since 2015. It was his only loss, and I watched it, and it was kind of like a whatever. He did get dropped, but since then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fight win streak, beating guys like Nick Lentz, Gleason Taba, Armin Sarukian, Drew Dober, Thiago Moises, finished Drew Dober, by the way, arm triangle from half guard. Thiago Moises,
last 4 fights.
Really, what Thiago Moises is known for, right? He's like a world
Bobby Green.
Huh?
Okay.
Thiago Moises is a world champion jiu-jitsu fighter, right?
I get that, but listen.
And what did he get?
Listen, his last 2 fights, he fought Bobby Green in the hooker. Okay.
Huh?
I said, Makhachev, his last 2 fights was Bobby Green in a hooker one night. Okay. Okay.
Bobby Green in a hooker. Listen. Davi Ramos is an Abu Dhabi champion. Beats him. Drew Dober, really good everywhere. Finishes him. Thiago Moises, jiu-jitsu world champion. Jiu-jitsu, like in the gi, no gi, whatever. Rear naked choke.
Like your boy, Monster.
Dan Hooker, Kimura. Bobby Green, ground and pound in round 1. All right. This kid's special. He trains with Khabib his whole life. He probably wrestled bears as well. He's longer, taller than Khabib. I think a better striker. They're comparing his wrestling to Khabib's. His wrestling is on point. He may not be like, oh, Mr. I'm going to throw up triangles and arm bars and all that, jiu-jitsu wise, but he has the really good control, and he will get a submission. He'll take top
position. He's going to submit Charles?
Huh?
He's not going to submit Charles.
You don't think so?
No.
Maybe not, but I think he's definitely going to get position on him. He's going to get side control. He's going to be on top in the top guard, and
now
past him out.
Now let me give you the last 4 fighters that Oliveira fought: Gaethje, Poirier, Chandler, and Ferguson. Okay, come on, man.
And he got dropped by every one of them.
And he won the fight. He took their best.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying. Yeah, he finished most of them. Chandler finished Poirier, finished Justin Gaethje. But
he had 4 title fights. This is the biggest fight in Makhachev's career. Who knows if he'll even show up?
Oh, he's showing up.
Dude, mentally he may not. You're going into the biggest fight of your, this is a pressure.
Dude, he's rushing.
We got levels. Dude, there's levels to this game, right? There's levels. Look, I've said this to you before. You got levels. You got local fights, right? Local amateur fights, cage fights. You got local MMA pro fights. Okay. Then it goes from those local fights to your WEC level, all right. And then maybe Bellator level. And then you got another level is the UFC level, UFC level. So you get to the UFC, that's a whole nother level. Prelims, okay, UFC. And then it goes to main card, UFC. Okay. These are 2 different levels. And now you go to not just main card, you may go for title fight. That's another mental level. Think about that.
Dude, he's about that. He doesn't care. This guy's not losing. I'm telling you right now, for a while. He's going to be the champion, and he's going to defend it several times. He's going to retire when he feels like it. Charles Oliveira is great. He's the champion.
This is fake news. This is Russian fake news. Stop with that.
I really wish it was Saturday night so I can just freaking show you that all these picks are correct and yours are not. But anyway, it's good. They're going to be great fights. This is the one I'm really looking forward to. I think a
How do you
lot of
think he-
people think that Charles Oliveira is going to win it, but I don't know. There's no way.
So what are you saying? Islam by what? Decision?
Probably, yeah, probably decision. But I
Decision.
wouldn't be surprised if he rear naked chokes him or if
You
he.
gotta give me an answer. Decision or KO?
Charles Chin's been suspect the last few fights. You know, he's long and rangy.
Suspect.
Pop
He
him.
won his last 2 fights. How was that suspect?
His
He
chin.
got up after he took the best shot somebody had. It's like get kicked in the head with a mule. Bang.
How many times have you seen Islam hurt? Besides the time he lost, the one time he
Dude,
lost.
he fought Bobby Green in a hooker. I mean,
Exactly. He's completely dominant. Where Charles Oliveira is always going back and forth with people. It's just I think he's outmatched pretty much everywhere for this one.
this is my lock too. Jesus.
Really?
Yeah, I think Oliveira wins this by second round sub.
So that means what you're saying is he's going to sub him from the back, from his back, which is not
Yeah.
going to happen because Islam will
He's
take
gonna
him
clip
down.
him. He's gonna clip him nice.
Clip him.
He's
and
gonna
then
feed it to him like he never been fed before.
Well, let's see, dude.
Yeah.
Recap. What do we got?
Recap. Here we go. Okay, so let's get back to. Okay.
Brady versus Bilal.
I got Bilal by decision.
Brady
Matt,
by decision.
Matt No Regard Arroyo got Sean Brady by decision. Okay. Next
Bilal
fight.
versus Gamrot.
Benil Darius, Matus Gamrot. I have Benil by finish, second or third round. And No Regard, Matt Royal, No Regard, got Gamrot decision. Okay. All right, now we got Piotr Yan versus Sean O'Malley. I changed I was gonna go with Piotr Yan, but the more I thought about this, I'm going with Sugar Sean, stealing the first 2 rounds, losing the third round, but winning a split decision. Sugar Sean O'Malley. Matt No Regard Arroyo got Piotr Yan, finishing the third round.
However he wants. Yeah. Just break this little guy.
Okay, next fight, Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw. Matt Arroyo is going with decision, Aljamain Funk Master. And the monster is going TJ TKO.
Yeah.
Last and final fight, Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. The monster is going with Charles Oliveira by submission. And Matt Arroyo is going with Islam Makhachev TKO.
Or submission.
And there you got it, folks.
Or decision.
Listen, you guys, there's gonna be some people that follow me. There's gonna be some people that are gonna be picketing on Matt's lawn on Monday. I lost my house.
Yeah. So this is the first one we've done together. So just pick who you want. And then when you see who wins in the future ones, you'll make the right decision. So have a
All
good
right.
night, everyone. I hope Saturday night is amazing for all of you. These are great fights. Great job to Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard on putting these fights together. This is going to be an awesome card. And put your bets in.
Yep.
Have fun.
Can't wait, guys. All right. Bye.
All right, brother.
Later, dude.
See ya.